I gotta put the headset on. I'll be my Bluetooth on. Give me a sec. Do you hear me? Can you hear me? Can any of y'all hear me? Okay. Woo-hoo. All right, now we go. Here we go.
All right, there we go. Yes, perfect. We all here. Hey, welcome everybody. I know this is going to be quite a surprise. I'm doing something quite different this year in 2026. We're starting the Game Fiendz podcast. Now, I know a lot of you guys probably not familiar with the Game Fiendz. The Game Fiendz is pretty much a new platform that me and my brothers had put together, Strike and Keo. I know a lot of you guys are probably always hear me talk about my brothers, Strike and Keo, and some of you guys are probably not familiar with them, but you always hear me talk about them a lot. But yes, this is my brothers, Strike and Keo, DX Strike, my little brother, and then the middle brother, Keo Lancer. We've been gaming ever since we were little kids and everything, and I wanted to just do something with my brothers, and I decided that 2026 we want to like really push forward with the Game Fiendz podcast. The goal is to try it's going to be based around both my brothers' schedule, since they not only self-employed, they also still have employment outside of what they do and stuff like that. So it's to fluctuate around their schedule, but the goal is to try to at least have a podcast at least once a week on like every Wednesday, because that seemed more like a reasonable time, since Strike has his day offs, from Wednesday to Thursday, sometimes Friday, but Wednesday we're gonna try to hit that point for the Game Fiendz podcast, and it's going to be really fun. So I'm gonna take it away and let my brothers introduce themselves. Start with my youngest brother, my baby brother first, DX Strike. Go ahead, take it away, introduce yourself.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's DX Strike. I've always been a gamer for as long as I can remember. Like you said, we did this Game Fiendz thing a while back. We just getting it back up and running, trying to, I guess, stay more consistent and more dedicated to it. I love gaming, all types of gaming. Platforming, adventure, RPG, action adventure, stuff like that. So, pretty much it.
Go ahead, Keo.
Hey guys, everybody here knows me as Keo Lancer Gaming, and I'm Keo Lancer. I'm the middle brother. I'm interested in a lot of different types of games: action, adventure, RPGs. I would say obscure games too that people may not even heard of or even like. And for me, I would say one of my favorite franchises would be the Xenoblade saga, the Xenoblade franchise. So that's one of my top franchises that I played, that I've beaten multiple times. And as of recent, I just been playing RPGs as of now. And then when I play with my homies or with my brother, pretty much Helldivers, Grand Blue, and Marvel Rivals, as that's a dominant game that we play all the time. So, yeah.
Awesome. Yes. So yes, this is the first episode of the Game Fiendz podcast, and of course, you see this subtitle of this episode is pretty much gaming in 2026. So we're going to go over a few topics that I had put together on for the show and everything. That we go through it, and here are the ground rules of how we're going to do this podcast, so we don't be all over the place as far as the audience and also us. In ourselves. So typically what I'm going to do is before we get into a topic, I'm always going to read the chat before we move on to the next topic. And then once we start a topic, we just try to keep everything as far as the chat is concerned, keep it like focus on the topic. I don't, I like to chat and have all the fun and stuff like that, but we're going to try to at least keep our discussions, focus on the topic that we're talking about, so we don't go, off rail and stuff like that, and then we start just talking everything about what we're trying to talk about. So that's what we're trying to do. So before we even start this, start this episode, I'm gonna start reading the chats, and then we're going to continue. So first we have Moshi saying yo. And then we also have Alpha Proto. He says I'm the first. Yeah, he said I'm the first. Yeah, he said I'm the first comment in the first episode. Yeah, man. I guess. Well, no, Moshi is. I guess. Yeah. And then we have Silent Observer. Oh, and then Jeddah. Oh shit, Mugen Lord has a podcast now. Of course, J-Man. He said the brothers are back.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It's Omega says, hey Mugen Lord, what's up, Omega? Then PWX. He said I'm the sixth like. He said, okay, I hear you. Oh, yeah. Well, that was because we were talking. I didn't think you can hear us. We were still talking. I'm talking to my brothers, trying to get our mics and stuff together. That's why you probably heard our voices, but didn't see us, because we were on standby, trying to figure everything out and stuff like that. Let's see. He said, whoa, the new graphic is nice. Yeah, well, my brother, that was the Game Fiendz logo. We made that. I wouldn't even call it new. We had that years ago. Our brothers,
man.
Yeah. We was using that since we started that. Before COVID, was it pre-COVID? It was pre-COVID. Pre-COVID. Yeah. We just didn't use it like that because we only had 3 episodes back in the day, 4 episodes before we went on hiatus and stuff like that. So,
I was actually looking for our old streams actually.
Yeah. You would have to just go on. Well, it's on our. Let me see. It's on. Was it on my Mugen Lord channel?
I have no idea. I needed it for a job.
Oh damn! I'll check. It's probably on my. It's probably on the live. Yeah. I'll send you the link and stuff. What's up, Tavon? What's going on? He said, I miss seeing all 3 of you sitting at the table together. We're gonna get back to that. We're gonna get back to the studio thing.
Yeah, I missed that too, man.
Yeah, we're gonna do all that. So this year you're gonna see a whole lot of the 3 of us, with these live streams and stuff like that. Raph said, oh shit, the Blacks and Bros. Ruin said, yo. He said, yeah, and hanging with the brothers. Said they're hard workers, man.
Oh, thanks, boss.
Yeah, Alarian said, sup everyone. He said, waiting, I'm starting to think these brothers are actually related. Wait. If I were self-employed, I'd say fuck a job. Well, before you can say fuck a job, man, you gotta build some stability first before you can just say fuck a job. Luckily, I started first being self-employed. So over time, I was able to build that. You know what I'm saying? And what also helps too, that we all live together in one home. We're bachelors. We all live together in one home. So it's just me, my brothers, and also my daughter lives with me. And then it's our dad. So we all live together and stuff. We don't pay rent. We don't pay rent. The only thing we pay is our expenses and bring food, put food on the table and stuff. But other than that, that's why we're able to do what we do. But yeah, my brothers, they're building and stuff like that. And once they have that stability where it's just locked, then they'll say like fuck that job and stuff like that. But they have to build it first in order to get to where they gotta go. So Talcum says, yo, bros.
Yo.
J-Man said Keo's taste is based. And then Emerald's here. He says, LG is here. He said, yo, I'm on my way home, but I hope it's all well.
What's going on, L?
My apologies.
Says, is working for your family considered self-employed? Like, I'm a mechanical engineer, but I work for my family. They make parts for government. Yeah, that's self-employed. You work for, it's a family-owned business. It's good to have it. Yeah, ain't that a blessing? It's good to have a discussion that's focused. Then cut it. Yeah, exactly. Said, damn, my own family won't work together like this. That's night and day. Yeah, man. It's that energy that that we have. This is my dad's, my parents are responsible for that. That's why we're so tight knit and stuff. Like they are my team, and that's how we work together so well. Oh, thanks for the super chat we got from Lost Monster Man. He said, we're gamers, we're happy, and we're chilling, and we are brothers. Give me a high five. Oh yeah.
High five. Cut. Good. Beautiful guy.
I said racing by heart. Yo, they're the Three Brothers cast. I love it. Yo, what's up, Blaze? What's up? Low expectations. What's going on?
Low
I thought your
expectations.
dad
What?
and rentals, but seems like something all dads want to do. Yeah, my dad's a carpenter. He's a contractor, and he works for the school district of Philadelphia. He's been driving the school bus for years. He's about to retire. Like he's about to retire this year and stuff like that. And so he can be able to just focus and just do whatever he wants at that point. All right, we're gonna start. We're gonna get ready with the we're gonna get into the show, then we're gonna start then we'll go back and start answering the chats again. So starting with the episode, I'm gonna first ask my brothers, as I always start an episode. I'm gonna ask you guys, starting with Keo first. What games are you currently playing right now, Keo?
I started out Marvel Rivals. Marvel Rivals is the main base game that me and my friends are playing, because I got too many friends, and we hang out in real life and stuff, and it requires 6 people. So why not Marvel Rivals? Helldivers, we're playing it right now. As for any solo games that I'm playing, there's nothing out right now solo wise. Like everything comes out next month, and in April and June and May and June and stuff. So competitively, just Marvel Rivals, and just Helldivers. Actually, I got to get back to the Killing Floor too. I got to get back to that as well. There's this game that I do want to get. What's the name of that game? It's called Nightborn, or what is it called? Towerborn. I want to get that game.
Yeah, I got that. I just started playing that. It's cool. It's pretty cool.
I want to get Towerborn. And me and you are playing. What's the name of the game? Epsilon.
Say it again.
We're playing Epsilon.
Tell
your hands.
Mike on.
You can hear him.
I can hear Devin.
Devin him.
I wonder, where is that? No,
I didn't think about it either. But me and you're playing Epsilon right now.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, I'm enjoying that game. But yeah. So DX, what are you playing right now?
I don't. As of lately, I probably just been chilling. I haven't really been playing games like that unless it's Marvel Rivals. Like I've been consistently playing that, trying to get back into it and play it as much as I used to. But I've been playing Sandland. I've been getting. I have got that for my birthday. I just opened it up. Probably like last month, I opened it up, and I've been playing with that. Since I've been like busy with work and stuff, I haven't played in like probably a couple weeks. But yeah, I've been playing that, Marvel Rivals. Just jumped back into Helldivers with the boys. What else? I beat Monster Hunter Stories, the first one. I had got the collection when it came with 1 and 2. So I'm play 2, but I've been RPG'd the hell out. So so I'm like taking a break because Monster Hunter Stories is kind of stressful. But I still got other games in the plastic. I got was it Trails in the Sky Chapter 1, the remake. I just got Tales of Zillia remastered for Christmas. So like I'm just like stacking up on games. So I got a whole log ahead of me. But yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So currently right now, I just finished playing the Marvel Cosmic Invasion, and now the next game I'm thinking about playing right now, and I need y'all guys to help me out, is the Space Marines 2, the Warhammer.
I forgot about that game.
Yeah. I gotta try to get into that and try to finish and clear that.
Oh.
Yeah, I gotta finish and clear that, and then of course Kenna, the Bridge of Spirits. I'm gonna open that up next week and start doing the playthrough on that. And of course, right now I'm Absalom with my brother on the Switch 2 and stuff. So that's what I'm currently playing right now. And then of course I'm gonna ask you guys. So, what titles are you looking forward to in 2026? Because as the title says, 2026 of gaming. So what games are you looking forward to this year in 2026?
I'm looking forward to 007 First Light. I'm definitely looking forward to that. What else am I looking forward to? Onimusha.
Oh yeah.
Onimusha. I'm Way of the Samurai. I'm definitely looking forward to that. I don't know, man. I might take a risk, man, and I probably might be disappointed, but I might say fucking just buy the Wolverine game. I might.
I'm not doing this. I'm not wasting my money on that.
Yeah, I might buy that. Was it the Tokan join? I'm gonna buy that. Probably gonna get destroyed and not play it after a while, but it's something good to have, and I'm looking forward to the Grand Blue Relink expansion join.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
looking
yeah.
forward to that. There's other games that I'm looking forward to, but I don't want to take everything up. But yeah, that's just to name a couple.
Yes. What about you, Keo?
Well, let's see. He pretty much said some of them, but I know Digimon Time Stranger is already out, but the Nintendo Switch 2 edition is coming out and it's 60 frames. For the other consoles, they're like 30 frames. For Xbox,
Well, no, they announced that in the update, they updating the
yeah.
PS5.
Oh, they
And
updating them too?
yeah. That's why a lot of some games they've been waiting until the
Yeah.
Switch 2 version come out, and then they
Oh.
update it all at one time. Yeah,
No,
together.
that makes a lot of sense. But yeah, definitely I'm gonna get it for the Switch too. And it's gonna have like some DLC with it and everything. I might as well just do that.
Yeah.
So the Time Stranger, Pragmata, which is the game DX scene with the little girl and the dude.
Yeah.
I like that game.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm getting
Switch.
that. Yeah.
I actually might buy it on Switch actually. Or maybe Xbox. I had a good time with it on Switch too. So you got those two games. Only Way to Samurai. I'm a little scared of making this decision, but Crimson Desert. I'm a little scared of that decision.
And that's a topic for this episode.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna get the Crimson Desert in a bit. That's a topic for this episode.
And was it Digimon? Was it not Digimon? I said Digimon. What's the name of that game? Monster Hunter Stories 3.
Oh yeah. I'm looking forward to that too. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Monster Hunter Stories 3. That looks interesting. Even though I didn't play the other two, I plan on picking up the other two. I do want to get those on the first two on Nintendo Switch. And I ain't gonna lie, it's looking good on part 3 is looking good on Switch as well. Whatever. But I'm not sure if I'm gonna get on PS5 or the Switch 2 or not. Yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't decided on that. But surprisingly, and this is weird coming from me, but I don't know why. I'm not gonna lie. I'm excited for Resident Evil 9. Like I don't really like the current Resident Evil games. I've been very vocal about it, but I think it's how Capcom has been presenting this game. They're not really going like giving out too much. So that is that hook. They figure out a way just to hook me and stuff like that. So Resident Evil 9 is looking interesting. So I'm gonna pick that up most likely for the PS5 or whatever. And of course, Pragmata. I talked about that as well. And Marvel Tokan and Kent, the sequel to Kenna. Those are the titles that I'm really looking forward to this year. But yeah, man, like so we're gonna read the chats real quick, and then we're gonna get into the first major topic of the episode. So let's get back to the chats real quick. Let me scroll back up because a lot of you guys, I love how active you guys are here on this. Let's see. We got Omega said, I can't wait for Ninja Gaiden's 4's two master DLCs. Oh, cool.
I still got to get that game.
Yeah, I may get it at some point just to say, hey, like let me get it. Probably play it. Is it physical on Xbox or is it on Xbox at all?
It's physical for all of it.
Everything. Okay, I just want to make sure.
I think the only thing is not on is Switch.
Then it will be coming then pretty soon. He said, "Yeah, man." So J Man said, "Yeah, man. You three are incredibly blessed to not only be that close, but also to have the same interests as each other. Y'all are seriously lucky." Yeah, man. And that's all because our dad. My dad is a gamer or whatever. So, when you have a father in the house and he's like really he's impactful in your life and stuff, and especially as a son and stuff like that, you want to model yourself, you follow after your dad and stuff like that. So that's what ended up happening. Like, because father was into games, we end up becoming gamers, and even my sister became a gamer, and my mom played games too. So we a family of gamers. So that's what happened when you have a tight knit family like that. And then, of course, it's a Helldivers 2 award something out. It said also Alpha says it's interesting to see Marvel rivals overtake the entire hero shooter genre when so many are failing. Oh yeah, look, dude. Like all it had to do, like I said, people underestimate how powerful. Despite how y'all feel about the MCU, that the fight, despite how I feel currently about what Marvel has been doing to their brand, Marvel's still a powerful IP. All you gotta do is take the Marvel IP and put it into something that's competent, like what they done with Marvel Rivals. They took the best of Overwatch and then just threw Marvel characters on it. That was bound to blow up. Everybody clowned it at first, but then once people got their hands on it and said, "Oh shit, this is a pretty good game." Oh yeah. It's gonna be Echo. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna figure this out because both my brothers are in the same room. That's why there's Echo. So you're gonna hear that on this first episode because they both in the same room and stuff. So we're gonna figure out the setup next time so we can avoid the whole echo thing and stuff. And then Night of Nair said, "I'm waiting for Crimson Desert. I need to future proof my PC first." Yeah, we're gonna talk about Crimson Desert. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna definitely get into that. And right now, got into Arknight's Infield, but thinking of, I'm about to drop it soon. Too grindy. I try my best to try to. I want to try like these free to play games, but it's the fact that it's free to play. I don't have any ownership over these games, and I know it's not like a gotcha, right? Arknight Infield is not like your typical gotcha where you have to spend money and or whatever to get the roles to the characters and stuff, and all the characters are free or something like that. But yes, it's the grind aspect, and Arknights looks really good, but I'm not into that base building thingy and stuff, the resource thing. He said God of War remake.
Yeah, I forgot to say that. I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah, we'll see what they're gonna do. Hopefully, they don't cut out shit because people are questioning if they're gonna put that, that sex.
I want to answer this right now. They're not putting that in their game. They're not. Everybody can just get that out their heads. Different time now.
Mm-hmm. They said DX Strike having trails in the sky gets a thumbs up from me.
I gotta finish Trials of Cold Steel. I gotta buy 4.
And it says J-Man says is DX and Keo getting Tales of Hysteria remaster next week?
Oh man, I forgot it was coming out that soon.
He getting it.
I'm getting it. I'm not getting it right
it
away, but I'm not. I'm gonna get it though.
I mean, he has the original. You have the original, right?
Yeah, I beat Zilla and Amber Syria.
He has the original.
One on the PS4 and the other one's on the PS3. Yeah, I beat.
Yeah. So I'm gonna grab it myself as well.
Great games, man. Great games.
Yup. And then Blaze says, I got Neo 3 already, Covein 2 getting it on March. As for Onimusha, is a yes, definitely.
Yeah, I forgot about Covein 2, but I can't do Souls right now.
I heard it right now, man. I heard people wasn't really feeling Covein 2 like that.
What? That game looks graphically good.
No, yeah, people's not feeling. People saying it's a downgrade from the first game and stuff like that. Yeah.
Whew. I enjoyed playing it though.
Now PWX said this, saying this to Strike when you said about Wolverine. He said what's risky about getting Wolverine?
He said why that Wolverine game is risky. It's risky because especially I got a lot of history with Insomniac Games, and I'm pretty sure if you're in the gaming community, you know the controversy around their later projects, like even with Marvel Spider-Man, like one of my favorite all-time games, superhero games, Sony games, Insomniac Games, great game. But as far as controversy, it started with Mary Jane and how they went about her character, the whole thing with Silver Sable,
the Asian chick.
Oh yeah, Yuri and stuff like that. It's just like certain story choices, and then as you know, Spider-Man 2 was kind of a letdown, story-wise and content-wise. Like especially there's a lot of controversy too with the story choices. Again, them doubling down with Mary Jane, them making Mary Jane ugly. and pushing this whole like like whole agendas and stuff like that. And it's kind of affected the games a little bit, but I love the gameplay. I gotta keep going. I gotta get part 3 and finish the story. Wolverine visually looks amazing. Like, and I'm pretty sure the gameplay is gonna be amazing. Obviously the alpha stuff looked terrible, but when I seen the actual trailer they dropped, and they showed the game more polished and stuff. It looks pretty good, but my hopes is not very high story wise, and them not having any agenda or controversy within the game. But the game looks so appealing to me that I'm trying to fight getting it, but I think I might just get it, just risk it. So
Yeah. Yeah. So one more question is this is from Carol. He says, random question for you three. Do two feel the Metal Gear series should continue or end at 4? That's a good question. Like I like my dad was the big Metal Gear. Like, no, I love Metal Gear as a series, but I don't really play the Metal Gears like that. Like,
It's, it's,
they're,
I
they're
enjoy
more
watching.
cine. Yeah, I enjoy watching like movies because that's how Kojima is and stuff. So, in my personal opinion, Metal Gear Solid 4, I think is it stopped at it technically it did stop at 4 in a sense because all the other ones are like prequels. It just goes
yeah,
back. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
more
they
entry
yeah,
story.
like I said, I don't really keep up with Metal Gear, so I don't think there's a game that's like really beyond 4. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It just keep going back and stuff like that. So yeah. All right. So we're gonna move on to the first topic, which is, and I was surprised by this, guys. I was really surprised by this. I woke up in the morning, and the first thing I did when I woke up was to check on my emails and stuff. And then I went on my Twitter, on my X page, and then I went to check my feed. The first thing that popped up was Dot Hack. I was like,
Yeah.
what the hell? What the hell is going on? Like, I click on it, and I didn't even know it was Dot Hack until I saw the iconic red outfit, green hair, look like Kite. And I was like, wait a minute, is this Dot Hack? And then as I'm watching more and more, I was like, oh snap, we're actually going to get a new Dot Hack game called Dot Hack Z.E.R.O. So I'm going to bring this up right now here. Let me go
Dang,
over here.
10
10
years.
years.
No, wait
Yeah,
a minute.
yeah.
I bought the collection like maybe
No,
6
No, but
years
no,
ago.
we talking about a
Like in
legit,
this
like
series.
a new
Yeah,
series, like a
Okay.
new
yeah,
game,
adding
like a
on to
new
the
game.
series.
Yeah, add on to the series. Yeah. So it says Dot Hack Z.E.R.O is our first hack game in almost 10 years. Not what we expected. So it's a surprise. Japanese studio CyberConnect 2 is marking its 30th anniversary with the announcement of a new Dot Hack game, Dot Hack Z.E.R.O. To what our collective appetites, we've even been treated to a teaser trailer, which you can watch, of course. Dot Hack is a series of action RPG games that explore a virtual game space called the world, and with action taking place both there and in our real world, branching off of a multimedia franchise that extends to a collectible card game, a Japanese only MMORPG, plus animated movies, manga, and live action TV series. So before we even get into that part, I just want to say that as far as the hack series are concerned, these are it like for the young generation that only knows sword art and all these other online anime stuff. Dot Hack is the father of that. Like,
Yep.
and it was very unique for its time, was because when I was reading PlayStation Magazine back in the day, and this is when they first introduced Dot Hack Volume 1. I legitimately thought the way that the journalists were explaining the game in PlayStation Magazine, I thought it was an actual MMO. But when I bought the game, no, it's a JRPG in a form that like it's so meta like it's a video game, but you're playing a video game that's also that is a MMORPG. And while you're playing the game, following the stories of these characters, Kite and many other players, you're playing in the game, this online MMORPG called The World, and it actually felt like an MMO because the NPCs that walk around, they have their player names on top of their head, like they're actual real players. So at the same time, it does feel like an MMO, but you're not really playing MMO. You're playing a JRPG of characters that's playing an MMO. You know, and I thought it was so unique because you was able to log out of the game and you was able to go to actual message boards and see what other players are saying and stuff like that. And then what made it so dope as well, it comes with an anime, like a little short little anime,
Yeah. That
promotional
was dope.
anime that tells you, you know, that gives you like some insight, some lore about Dot Hack itself. And I thought it was pretty cool. But to continue with the article, and then we'll get into the discussion of it. It's been the best part of 10 years since we had a Dot Hack game. The last Dot Hack game was GU Last Recode in
Yeah,
in
that was my
2017.
series right there.
But don't let that put you off. Hiroshi Pieros Masayama recently told Famitsu that the new release won't directly connect to any of the previous titles, so you don't need to come into this game with prior knowledge, and that's good because that gap is too long, and you'll kill your series right away trying to, after you wait this long, to try to continue where you left off. And you know, and Dot Hack is like, despite we liking Dot Hack is a niche. Like that is a niche game, niche fan base, and then you're gonna try to continue. Like, so it makes sense that you could start fresh with this. So he said, although Dot Hack has always been developed by CyberConnect 2 and has usually been published by Bandai Namco has given CyberConnect 2 permission to manage the entirety of the project from planning and development release. So it says, as what to expect, world-renowned violinist, or so his name is some of the people that's coming back with the project and stuff like that.
The music is incredible.
Definitely incredible. So before I ask you on Strike, the thing is, they just said that this project, and the reason why we haven't seen, from my guess, the reason why we haven't seen any recent Dot Hacks is because, in my personal opinion, probably most likely Bandai Namco don't see any money in it. That's why they haven't probably pushed it and stuff. So they pretty much gave all of the, I wouldn't say rights, but they allowed them, you know, to say, hey, if y'all want to make a Dot Hack game, we're hands off. Y'all can go do it. So this could be like the first CyberConnect game that's made by like it's published and everything by CyberConnect 2. So this is all on them. Bandai Namco has nothing to do with this. And hopefully this could spark some interest, especially if it turns out to be successful. So starting with Keo, since Keo was the one that took off after me, when, you know, because I was the original, played the original Dot Hacks, and then he took it from there and became a fanatic. So what are your thoughts on this new announcement of, you know, Dot Hack Z.E.R.O?
Well, I was excited when I first saw it. When I woke up, I started losing my mind. It popped up on my YouTube feed, and I have all the Hack GU games. You still have Dot Hack 1, and then I wound up buying 2, and then I bought the other one. And I beat the first series. I continued after you. And then when GU came out, I played GU and stuff after I watched Roots. And to give everybody like some clarity on it, because I really wanted to go deep with it. Dot Hack was created and launched in Japan in 2002. We didn't get it to April 2002. We got the anime, we got the anime, and then we got the game and stuff. And then years later, the same thing happened with the Hack Root series. And we got the GU series. Hack Z.E.R.O is the name from a light novel that never caught on. So they took that name and they're going to continue to use that name for this series. It has no connections to the light novel at all. It has no connections to it. So once I actually did my homework on that and stuff like that, I was like, oh crap. I was like, wow, they just took the name and they want to just make their own thing with it. I think this is good for CyberConnect. CyberConnect, I think, has been around since 1996, if I'm correct, 1996. And most of the time they worked on like RPGs. That's all they worked on was RPGs. And as everybody know, CyberConnect also had hands with the Naruto fighting game series that DX used to play a lot. You know, before it got all broken and all that other good stuff. But when it comes down to the Hack series, if you were watching the animes, don't go and expecting sword art. You're not getting that. So get that out of your head. It was you're more submerged into the story and the world building of the world, pretty much. That's the name of the game. It's called The World. But the game gives you more so the hands-on. And from what I've known with this new series that's come out, there's no anime coming out with it. From what my understanding is, there's no anime coming out with it. It's just straight game. Now I'm hoping if it does good, they'll give it an anime for the as it trucks on, if it does good numbers and stuff like that, because I really did enjoy the anime. I enjoyed the music, I enjoyed the characters, I enjoyed the voice acting, I enjoyed all that. As for Sword Art Online didn't come out to like what manga wise, I think 2012, and then it released the anime within that same year. So, in my opinion, this person that made Sword Art had to be influenced at least from the Dot Hack series, because if we didn't have Dot Hack, we wouldn't have Log Horizon, we wouldn't have none of this stuff. And that's I personally believe that. I could be wrong, but what do you think, DX?
Was I think I think like a lot when it comes to like anime like creators and stuff like that, if you actually do research on them, a lot of them were inspired or about by a lot of other creators. Like example, the creator of Fairy Tail was he was inspired by Oda. Like he liked One Piece, he liked his art style. That's why Natsu and his art style period is in a lot of cases is very similar, a lot and very wacky and like obscure and weird and stuff like that. And then eventually you can see where his art style starts to deter from there, but it's heavily inspired by Oda. But yeah, I always used to watch my brothers, uh, especially mainly Mugen Lord. I used to always watch him play the first Dot Hack series in the back room, and like I was always interested in it, but I always thought it was like a little too complicated for me. I was younger, so I didn't know. I know the story was like crazy and complex, but I was like always interested in it, and I tried to dabble with it a little bit, but I couldn't really get into it until um I seen was it Hack GU, and that's when my brother had bought it, and then I seen him watching Hack Roots, and I love the character design of the main character Haseo. Like that's like one of my favorite RPG characters, just like total badass. And later on, fast forward, I got older, and I was like, man, like that'd be dope. They bring back Hack, and they never did. But then they wound up making the remaster. I tried GU a little bit back when my brother had 1 and 2, but he had never got no. He got 3, but he never beat it, whatever. So I played through 1 and I got to 2, but I never completed it until the remaster came out, and then I wound up beating all 3 of them, and they wound up coming out with an extra episode, a 4th episode, which I thought was dope. Like this was never released before and stuff like that. So I beat that, and he gets a whole new entirely different like suit, because you get different suits like evolutions throughout the story. You gotta really like play it to understand. But I think as far as character development, Haseo is probably has some of the like best character developments as far as anime and RPG characters, because he starts off as a freaking asshole, and then he just turns into like this mature, like dope character. I like characters like that. But yeah, like I told my brother, I told Keo a few times, like, yo, like people keep saying, hey man, like they gonna make a new Hack game, and it's been years, and every time CyberConnect make an announcement, people get let down. It's no Hack. It's probably like a new Naruto game or a new game that like nobody really like knows or really care about. And then just recently, last month, I say, yo, Kev, was it a CyberConnect? It's talking about they making a new announcement next month, whatever. A lot of people saying it's going to be a new Hack, and he's like, yeah, all right, like they ain't doing that. Like I believe when I see it. And then I'm at work, I get a text, and my brother sends it in the messenger with the boys, and he said, yeah, we back, baby. He's like, yeah, Hack is back, the father of Sword Art. So I'm like, oh snap! And I looked it up. I looked at the trailer. I'm like, I'm hyped for this joint. Like CyberConnect is going to be back in their element, because they've been like in fighting game hell for the longest, like button mashing fighting game, arena fighter hell. Like they not really adding or really changing anything about the genre. So I think it's time to go back to like single player gameplay. I I guess the last thing they did as far as single player gameplay was Kakarot, and then before that was a Sword's Wrath. A Sword of Wrath was great, and was it Kakarot was, I guess, it was good. It was mediocre. It had a lot of potential to be really, really great. But hopefully, with Hack Zero, they actually take some things that they learned new wise, and then come up with some new things to make it better, and not make it feel like, all right, well, we just went back into the past, gave you a game that we gave you back in the day, and added nothing to it. So hopefully they come with new ideas and polish their games, their gameplay, and make things new. Because visually, like the thing I commend about CyberConnect is they will never let you down visually. Like never.
Yeah, I agree.
I like
Yes.
anime and all that, like Naruto and stuff, look like it's ripped out of manga. Like I love it. It's just that their gameplay is a little too simplified as far as like fighting and stuff like that. So even with Hack, their fight was simplified, but they had other mechanics to make it
Yeah.
look more intricate. And I think with games that have simple mechanics as far as combat, the thing that make up for where you lack it is adding other mechanics as far as like upgrading environmental stuff, status effects, roles, like different roles and stuff for characters and stuff like
Yeah.
that. They add more intricacy to it. So hopefully they do that with Dot Hack Zero.
Dope. Yeah, man. So yeah, that's it. Like I'm excited. I'm excited for it. And it's crazy how simple things can resonate or remind you of a particular IP and stuff. And that's how you show how effective it is. Because when I first clicked on it, all I just saw was the trailer. I didn't even see the character yet, but the moment I saw the word "the world," I was like, "Oh shit, Hack!" Like just seeing just the world, and if you were a stranger, you would just see like, okay, the world. Well, what does that mean? But me playing the hit series and stuff, and just seeing that simple phrasing, "the world," is got me hype. And then that's when I saw, and then it plays through the rest of the trailer and stuff. So I just think that's pretty cool. But as far as information concerned, that's all we have, and that's all we know so far when it comes to Dot Hack so far. So we're going to just wait and see what's going to happen, and hopefully sometime later this year we get some new news.
Oh, snap, it changed.
Yeah, I changed it. Yeah, I was at the bottom. Yeah, some
dope.
new news and updates on this. So now, before we move into the next topic, we're going to read the chats again to catch up on stuff. So Topham says, what the heck is on your screen, bro? I think he's talking about you, Strike. He was like, what's on your screen?
Oh,
in the back.
Oh, you're talking the back? Oh,
yeah.
Oh, that's was it? It's a little something that I've been working on. Because I'm not sure if Mugaler told y'all, but I do draw and stuff, and I got my own series that I've been on and off with called Thrust and Parry. That's the main character Thrust, one of the main characters Thrust that I just got on my screen as a wallpaper. So
Yeah. So if you guys don't know, my brother Strike, he's also an artist. He has a degree in graphic design and everything. And as far as Fiendz Comics is concerned, he's my concept artist. So what he does is he draws the concepts of my characters, and then I send it to Jessica, my artist, and then she draws it in her style, and whatever like that, and vice versa. Or she'll draw a concept, and then I send it to Strike, and then he draws characters, from Jessica, what Jessica had drawn, and he draws it in his style and stuff. So Jessica and my brother Strike, they work hand in hand with Fiendz Comics. And if you guys also don't know, Viper and Cobra and Adrenaline, that's in phase 1 of Fiendz Comics, those are his characters that has been adopted to the Fiendz Comics universe. So he's the creator of those 3 characters that I have in my universe, and he has other characters that he had created and stuff, which I have not yet announced. That's going to be in Fiendz Comics and stuff. So let's just let you know about that. Let's see. Let's just scroll down.
I just do the product shots. That's all I do.
Yeah.
I create them. I create the products, and I take the pictures and the video. That's all I do.
And Jenna says, "Would you choose Sword Art Online or Dot Hack?"
Man, that's kind of a tough one.
Let's see. I'll choose Dot Hack. Dot Hack is. I want to say Dot Hack is. It's kind of unfair because Sword Art is an anime, but I would say Dot Hack is less repetitive. As far as like it's always something like different as far as like story. Not saying there isn't different. There isn't anything different about story about Hack. I mean, not Hack. Sword Art. It's just that the way the story is told is like totally different from each other. Like Sword Art, you figure out what the hell the game was about. You get out of the game just to go back into the game when this thing should traumatize you, but yet you go back in there and you're doing the same thing you did the first time. While Dot Hack is like you're dealing with two different worlds. Like you got the outside world that's having its own story, and then the inside of the game has many different stories within that world that's going on that's affecting the outside world at the same time. And and all the people around you and stuff like that. And I feel like it's a lot more serious too, and there's a lot more stakes. The stakes are very high in Dot Hack. Like it's in. I feel like Sword Art started that way, and then it kind of like lightened up a little bit.
Like the thing is about Sword Art. Sword Art, the beginning, like you said, started out like it had that serious tone, but after a while, it just dropped off to me. And it turned into almost like, to me, it felt like a slice of life anime after a while.
Yeah,
and going in towards the end of the anime is always the serious thing that goes on in the battle and stuff. Dot Hack from the jump is serious. It does have its playful moments, but a lot of the stuff is a mystery, wrapped into the world. And if you guys that never played like GU or you never watched Hack Roots, there's going to be a recurring mystery throughout the whole anime, and then the game takes off right after that, and you got to figure out this mystery on top of the personal things that's going on with each character.
Yeah, I also feel like it deals with a lot of psychological issues as well.
Yes.
Like it's very deep when it comes to the mind and stuff. So,
and let me see. Then we also have Carlos. He says, "How do you feel about games being on so many consoles and the loss of exclusivity?" I don't have no issue. I have no issue with it. Only thing let me put it this way: I don't like third party exclusives. First party should always be exclusive. If Xbox is making the game that's from their studios, should be exclusive, and Nintendo making games that's from their studios should be exclusive. Same thing with Sony. If Sony making games, unless it's something like a live service game, like like for instance Minecraft, Sea of Thieves, Helldivers. These are community driven games. You want those games to expand as much as it can to get more players. Like even though that Microsoft owns Microsoft Blizzard, that'd be stupid to now keep Overwatch Xbox only type of, what I'm saying? Hero shooter. Yeah, exactly. So hero shooters, extraction shooters, what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Destiny, games like Destiny and stuff like that. No, like those should always, in my personal opinion, those should be third. No, it should be, the only time a first party studio should have that go off to multiple platforms, because you want to cast a wide net to create that community driven type of content and stuff like that. So I think that's how I see it. But third party, no.
Like games like this, I call this the souls of racing game. If y'all guys haven't played this game, this game is crazy. Need for Speed Unbound. This game should not be an exclusive. Games like this, racing games, is stupid. Don't ever do this. It's dumb. Like stuff like this, Metroid Prime, of course, is a Nintendo exclusive. I like seeing stuff like this. And games like this can be multi-plat. Well, Switch, I don't think Switch would ever take this game on.
And that's an example. That's a third party. That's a third party. So third party, should always be multi-platform. In my personal opinion, it shouldn't be locked. And I think we also seen that example with Final Fantasy VII Remake or whatever like that, where now they decide to say, "Hey, now we're not going to do that no more. Part 3 is going to be out the gate for all three platforms out the gate instead of being locked behind Sony and stuff." And
they did that with Kingdom Hearts too, because it's like everybody knows Disney, so at first, me being a loyalist, I'm like, nah, man, that's weird. Like I can't see freaking Sora on Xbox and stuff, but once you take the biasness out of it, you like it's a smart business plan. Like everybody who loves Disney and loves Square can play Kingdom Hearts, and that's more money.
And And then Talcum says maybe have your own art and design channel, bro. He has channels.
Yeah,
Strike.
I got an Instagram page. It's called Darius DX. Darius DX Strike. Darius DX for short. I got this and a lot of other
Yeah.
artwork on there. I actually got I drew the characters from Venus Orion Comics in my art style, and on
Yeah.
there.
He drew Radical the Porky. He drew Radical the Porcupine. Yeah, he drew him too. Yeah.
Yeah, I have like a more like a cartoonist like art style. So yeah, and I have a Twitter, and I got to get into TikTok and stuff like that because my Twitter I was more so going to start pushing my voice acting. I dabble in that every now and again, which I have to kick myself in the ass and get back on that train. But yeah.
And then he also says, does Adrenaline have his own nickname? Like Sonic is the Blue Blur and Flash is Scarlet Speedster. Well, the subtitle that I gave for Adrenaline is the Frequency Speedster, Adrenaline. So if you count that as a nickname, but yeah, he's the Frequency Speedster for my universe. So, but yeah, Strike is going to be handling. He sets the ground, he sets the foundation, and then I write the stories for the characters and stuff like that. But he sets the foundations for everything. He sets up like, hey, this is that, this is that, and then I take it and then I incorporate all my universe's elements and stuff like that to make it sync and fit well for Venus Orion Comics and stuff. So yeah, let's see. Then Sai says better game. He said Sonic Adventure DX or Sonic Heroes.
You can't do that.
That's easy. That's easy. Sonic DX. I love Heroes, but Sonic DX.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah. Sonic DX is I like, and people throw shots at Sonic DX. People say the Sega Dreamcast version of Sonic Adventure 1 is better than DX because Sonic DX has some porting issues and stuff. But Sonic Adventure 1 is still the better game. Sonic Adventure 1 is still, now it's not knocking shade at Sonic Heroes. I love me some Sonic Heroes. Don't get it twisted now. But as far as like the better 3D Sonic game of that era of the three games, Sonic Adventure 1, 2, and 3 and Heroes, I love Sonic Adventure 1. I love Sonic Adventure 2 and Heroes, but I love Sonic Adventure 1. I love it. I think they had correctly was able to create a well-rounded and a feel-good version of how a Sonic game is supposed to play in 3D. They got the physics right. Even the stages themselves they're not linear. They're very open. There's so many ways you can interact with the stage and stuff, and it was so many ways you discover things within the stages each time you do a play. And say, wait a minute, I didn't know this exists on this stage when you play Sonic Adventure 1 and stuff, and watching some people that speed run it, man, they was finding routes and paths that I didn't know that exist and stuff like that. I think they nailed it. And then Sonic Adventure 2, they got rid of the hub world and stuff like that. They got rid of all the multiple characters. They boiled it down to like, the three the good, the teams, the good versus evil and stuff like that. And then now the stages are more like traditional Sonic and stuff. And this is where the stage started becoming a little bit more linear, but they wasn't as linear as the boost, like how I view the boost games and stuff. But that's pretty much my take on that. So yes, the next topic we're going to move on to is, of course, hold up, I got a Discord. Oh, that's my artist. She just woke up. Let's see.
Yes.
Remember, yeah, she in the Philippines. So it's like a 13-hour difference. Yeah. All right, let me go bring this up on the thingy. Was it this?
That's not Crimson Desert, is it? Oh, High Guard.
We're going to High Guard. So the reason why, we're going to talk about High Guard. I know my brothers probably didn't play it. I didn't play it either, but
I did play the.
Oh, you did play it?
You did play it?
I didn't play it.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I just want to talk about the controversy that's surrounding it because more and more information starting to come out. It's starting to contradict a lot of things, and now a lot of people saying, well, maybe people. I would say people was hoping because a lot of people. How can I say? I'm really conflicted on this because you do have people that want games to fail, just burn and stuff like that. But you still have people say, you know what, I don't want games just to fail. You know what I'm saying? Like I do want them to try their best or whatever like that. But in this case, more and more people starting to feel less and less sorry as you start to discover that there's more behind the scenes, especially with this article, because we're starting to see that maybe this isn't an independent company or a startup company as they had pretend to be. Now that we're finding out that Tencent may be the ones that was backing this in some shape or form and stuff like that. So we're gonna dive right into the article. Let's get this through. So it says the struggle hero shooter recently suffered mass layoffs. Yeah, so if you guys don't know, just to give you a brief history of what's going on, the moment this game was announced at the Game Awards, which people were expecting some major announcements and stuff, like maybe Final Fantasy remake part 3, the remake trilogy, the final part 3. We didn't get that. Instead, we had got this shooter. And a lot of people were saying, we're putting blame on Jeff Keighley, the host of the Game Awards, for overselling it, overhyping it, because he said it's one of his favorite games. It's one of the favorite games that he played, this year and stuff like that.
Every year, man.
Yeah. So so people kept saying that it was Jeff's fault for setting it up for failure like that, for overhyping it and overselling it.
Get out of here.
But then there's an argument, people saying like, no, this game was bound to fail. The moment they said if they would have just shadow dropped it, it still wouldn't have performed. It said if it wasn't for Jeff Keighley, it wouldn't have got the numbers that it did get. It would have had less than that and stuff like that. So there's a whole lot behind it. But after the backlash, the developers, after the Game Awards, they went ghost. They didn't say nothing for like days or whatever like that. And the game is supposed to come sometime in January, and people are like, oh, wait, we're getting closer to the date. What's going on? How come you guys ain't saying anything? And then the game finally comes out, and the game, first it had the little thing testing or whatever they had going on. And when the game finally comes out, man, it was just, the game was crashing. A lot of people saying that the game seemed like it's trying to combine so many different gaming elements from other shooters, hero shooters, and stuff like that. And you know what I'm saying? So, and some people said the game was boring or whatever like that. So, and then it doesn't help that people said the characters were generic and stuff like that. So it was a whole amalgamation of everything. And then the company had pretty much crashed, and we had ended up getting layoffs and everything that was going on. And add more wood onto the fire, even though despite them having these layoffs, you still had like some of the developers that got laid off was blaming the gamers for it. They were blaming the gamers, saying that, because of content creators, they want to rage bait, hate farm, and, without trying out the game, and they influence a lot of gamers to not even give the game a try. So not even taking any accountability from the developers themselves. So they just put it on content creators and stuff. And yes, there are content creators that do rage bait and fuel things, but can you really blame them for this? The game just wasn't that unique. You know what I'm saying? So, and these will be from the developers, some people that worked on Apex Legends, Titanfall, and stuff like that. So yes, continue with the article. It says developers at Wildlight Entertainment were very open about Highguard's development back when it launched last month. Everything except where the money to make it came from. A week after mass layoffs at the studio, it comes out that the source of funding for the hero shooter's 4-year development cycle may have been Chinese conglomerate Tencent. That's according to new reports by GameFile. It claims that Tencent Studios Group, Temi, responsible for online hits like Honor of Kings and military multiplayer shooter Delta Force, is the one backing Wildlight Entertainment. Wildlight was co-founded by ex-Respawn Entertainment veterans who worked on Titanfall and Apex Legends. But unlike many recent startups, which happily publicized their investment backers, Wildlight has kept that fact a secret. When pressed about the studio's funding last month by Bloomberg, CEO Dusty Welch said, "We don't really speak publicly about the business and the economics and financials of our company." So that
that's a red flag right there.
That was a red flag right there.
So why do companies do that?
Like, go ahead, Strike. What you think about that?
that just sounds shady. Like, come on, man. Like, you couldn't have made it that more obvious. Like,
we know what's behind.
What's the point of lying? I don't understand.
Yeah, because somebody, gamers, people are going to fiend. some of these people are going to fiend and start digging. When you start acting like that, especially when a game fails or when developers start talking shit and stuff like that on social media, that's when start triggering gamers and people, sometimes journalists, to start digging and start finding shit. You know what I'm saying? So that was kind of funny. The fact is that they didn't even answer that really made it suspicious. You know what I'm saying? So it says, as GameFile points out, it's unclear why the relationship has been kept a secret. Tencent is no stranger to investing in Western game studios and companies. It has billions in holdings across companies, big and small, from Larian Studios and from software. Interesting. I didn't know that. I know Tencent is like, it's just all like it's just collecting like fucking Infinity Stones and stuff like that. So to Epic Games and Ubisoft, usually these are just partial financial stakes. In Wildlife's case, Timmy appears to have been the primary backer. So they was just like funding that money in there. So questions about the funding have been taking center stage following Wildlife's layoffs last week, and fan questions about just how much longer the live service game High Guard can continue in its current state. It's lost over 95% of concurrent players on PC from its peak at launch, even as Unknown Pool continues to play on consoles. A free-to-play shooter, its revenue comes entirely from in-game microtransactions for skins and battle passes, things players are much less likely to buy when they think the game won't stick around long enough. Wildlight has yet to update players on the game's revised roadmap or future plans, and today, High Guard's official website was discovered to have been taken offline. Oh, shit. That's crazy. Now I'm reading this article today, so I haven't checked the website now.
I'm gonna look this up right
now.
Look
that shit up. But it's crazy at the fact is that like come on, man, you gotta just be honest. You might as well just be honest about it. You know what I'm saying? Like if you are getting that funding, but then that would shatter the I guess you would say the image that they're a startup company or an indie studio and things like that. And the reason why I brought this up is because my boy LJ from Player Essence, he had called them out because he said you can't say you're an independent studio without the support of big organizations. But he said, but have Tencent as one of your primary investors. So High Guard devs are definitely lied and / or manipulated the truth. Nothing illegal, just not completely honest. So yeah, so he pointed this out. LJ had I said LJ. OJ has pointed this out, and right here it even says it right here. It says that that was always our plan when forming the studio. We knew we make a shooter. We didn't know what type or what is going to be, but we wanted to do that surprise drop again. We're an independent studio without the support of big organizations. Shit. Just to find out that Tencent is the one that's like funding these dudes. So yeah, and it shows you Tencent's holding has a market cap or net worth of 621.02 billion. Yeah, man. OJ had pointed that out. OJ had definitely had pointed it out. Said, dude, you can't do that because you got to understand what's going on right now as far as gamers and AAA studios. Gamers really have it's friction between both. So if you want to be on the winning side, of all this, people love the underdog tale. And that underdog tale is, hey, we're independent. We're not being financed, by a big corporation. This is player driven. We're all gamers ourselves and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's that story, that narrative. You know what I'm saying? Think of like the culture war when it comes to like virtue signaling and all that type of stuff to try to get the people on your side. So that's the narrative. When you're independent and when people hear independent, yeah, we're fighting against the man when we're independent. We're fighting against the AAA and stuff. So when you try to manage yourself as that and then get exposed that, no, you actually got backing from a big organization. It kind of makes you feel bad. And people start not feeling sorry, when these games fail because of the manipulations that some of these studios try to pull over gamers and stuff. And gamers is just not having it, but yeah, that's pretty much overall it for the whole High Guard situation. And we're gonna get back to the chats. And before we move on to the next topic, let's see. Rage baiting, a whole topic it seems. It says we don't really speak publicly about the business. He said my thing is from Jetta. He says my thing is these people are here is so stupid to put Western hopes on one looter shooter. And that's when Lord Blaze says underdog over fan favorites, obscure over popular. Yeah, man. It like this whole tale of what's going on is just crazy. And then Ross says the Concord tactic is a bad idea. Yeah, man. This was literally Concord all over again. You know what I'm saying? And this time it was more so less people. I've seen people talk about the characters in High Guard, but nobody was really talking about the characters, like how Concord. It was just bad. But in this sense, people just said it just looked uninspired. You know what I'm saying? It just looked like it's just trying to be everything at once. It looks uninspired. There's really nothing going on. That was the thing that really destroyed this. And then let's see what Topcom says. Okay, after seeing your art, D, do you either really like Popeye or really like Mega Man when it comes to these proportions?
He said what?
Oh, I guess he must have looked at my Instagram.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say I grew up on Popeye, but I mean, Popeye is cool. But no, I always like the Mega Man art style, but
he's a cartoonist. It's more so. Yeah, he's a cartoonist. He's a cartoonist. He's not an anime.
I guess Mega Man did have some inspiration, but but Mega Man actually, as far as the art style, is one of my favorite art styles. As far as drawing the anime and stuff. But yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna move on to the next topic. Let me go bring it up. Click. There we go. All right, so now we're gonna talk about the potential delay of the PS6.
Oh, I've seen the article.
I've seen that.
Yeah, the potential delay to 2028 or 2029 due to AI-driven memory demand. Now, the thing is, we're not going to really read, because we already know what the case is that what's going on. If you guys are living under a rock right now, AI is right now we about this. What I really truly I believe is going to happen. This AI bubble is eventually going to burst, and it's getting crazy how AI is just out of nowhere. It's just started just growing rapidly and everything like that. And now with a lot of these chip makers that for RAM, graphics cards, and all this other type of stuff, instead of selling graphics cards and RAM and stuff to the customer, their new customer is mega corporations that want to be able to house these big servers and stuff because it's much more profitable. They would rather start selling this stuff to these big corporations than to sell it to people like us, because yes, they make money off us, but they make even more money when it comes to them. So this whole RAM crisis, is not really a crisis, because a crisis is something that you just don't expect. It just happens. Is an effect that happens, and you just can't stop it. In this sense, this crisis is manufactured by these tech corporations that's responsible for creating memory and creating these graphics cards and everything like that. So prices are going up because they are making prices go up. It's not like it's just happening naturally. No, they're literally making this. They're artificially driving costs up by purposely just selling this stuff to only these mega corporations and making it scarce for people like us who want to buy this stuff. And that's what the problem's going on. So now that we know that when there's not enough supply to meet the demand, the cost goes up. And that's what we're experiencing right now. So if RAM prices go up, that also affects console prices, which we're starting to see. We're going to start seeing more prices, because it still talks that maybe the PS5 price is going to go up some more. The Xbox prices, and Nintendo's even talking about the Nintendo Switch 2 prices is going to eventually go up. That's why if you are trying to get a Nintendo Switch 2 or any console, If you really on the shelf on the wall, I think it's best to be able to grab it now. If you are contemplating, it's best to grab them now because right now people say like the people who want to get a gaming PC, it's gonna be damn near. I won't say impossible, but it's gonna be expensive as hell.
It definitely
to be able
is.
to create, it's gonna be even more expensive to try to create a competent gaming PC because the rise in costs and stuff like that. So if you are considering a console, you better if of an Xbox or a PS5 or a Nintendo Switch 2, you better grab them now. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't know how long these prices are going to stay this way. So this is also going to affect next gen. Because next generation, which sounds silly right now, it feel like the PS5 and the Series X just started, and now we're talking about the next Xbox, the next PlayStation, and everything. And it feel like that we're just now getting into this console generation. And in my personal opinion, I think this delay is actually pretty good. And what's so funny about it is we talk about bubble bursting, which I'm talking about that whole AI thing. You got to think about what happened with the Xbox 360 and PS3 generation with the Wii and stuff like that. What was the other bubble that burst? The housing market burst during that time.
Yep.
The housing market collapsed, and we started experiencing a recession and everything.
Wasn't
that's what
the car was it the car dealerships and stuff like that?
Everything. It was like a domino effect.
Yeah.
And once that happened, they even said back then that that generation is going to be a long generation because people, gamers and families, people couldn't afford consoles. That's why the Xbox 360 and the PS3, them and the Wii, them motherfuckers was around for a very long time. What was it, like 12, almost 12 years, I think? Like I can't remember. It was that long. Yeah, it was that damn long we was in that console generation. But the upside, in my personal opinion, which I hope that they delay the next Xbox, and I hope they delay the next PlayStation, is because it allowed developers to really start figuring out these consoles and actually pull out the power of these consoles. Because I still think there's enough juice for the PS5 and the Series X to really start producing some games because they get to know the hardware, and that's why PS. Go ahead. I was
gonna say we still haven't got that defining game for either systems. Like I feel like we still, I guess kind of like dancing around the whole PS4 and Xbox One era and stuff like that. Like I feel like we still haven't got that true potential out of either of these systems. We could say, all right, that is definitely a PS5 game, or that is definitely a Series X game. That's why I feel like we still, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man, and that's what's going on. So I think this is because remember we were stuck with the PS3 and the 360 for a minute, but the longer we stayed, the games just kept getting better and better with the games. As we got closer to the end of the life of the PS3 and the 360, games kept getting better and better because developers started getting used to it. They started getting creative with the limitations that they have. I think limitations, especially that's why with Nintendo, especially with Nintendo being the weakest and stuff. But even back then, when we didn't have the hardware like that, back when the NES, the Sega Genesis, and the PS1 and stuff like that, when we didn't have the technology, that's when the developers really squeeze as much out of the tech and work and pull the best work within the limits. And that's why I believe that delaying these consoles more gives the PS5 and the Series X to really, really start getting developers to work around its limits, to work some magic. I know it may sound like copium and hopium and stuff like that, but I really think so. So, like, what are your thoughts, Keo? What are your thoughts?
Like, I'm gonna be honest. I'm done with consoles after this generation. To be honest, I'm done. If you say, "Hey, Kev, you get the Steam machine?" Yeah, I'll probably get it. Because guess what? I can be able to play. I can buy games from the Steam store. I can actually buy console games from the Steam store. That's more of a better purchase, to be honest. And the thing is, like, PC gaming is getting more and more expensive, man. You already know what's going on with the RAM cards and stuff like that, and the graphics cards. You got people scalping. Prices are skyrocketing. Nvidia is talking about AI software and everything. I think the best era of gaming for me, man, was like the PS2 era. The PS2 era moving into the Xbox 360 era. That was the best era for gaming for me. Everything else was just like really, really slow. Like the was going into like the PS4 era. I got a lot of PS4 games, but if I
Yeah.
really want to compare it, I really don't have as many as from the PS2 era and with the 360 era. I don't have as many PS4 games. My collection is nice, but I don't really have that much. Far as though when it comes down to power, with the Nintendo Switch 2, it does everything I needed to do. I asked for 60 frames, I got 60 frames. I played the Pragmata game. It looks amazing on there. Long as I can play games like that at a nice frame rate and nice texture, I will keep playing this console. I will keep continuing to buy Nintendo consoles. Every other console, I'm good. I don't want it anymore. I'm done. PlayStation 5, believe it or not, if all my homies had PS5 and stuff like that, and they had like the Xbox, I'll just be playing on the Xbox. Because the PS5, man, this joint be janky sometimes. The controls is always busted up and everything. I just broke my Xbox controller a couple of months, was it last year? I just broke that joint. The trigger button and everything. It's just the PlayStation products just seem so flimsy. After a while, they're just flimsy. Nintendo products, they can go forever. Xbox products, they can go for a long time when it comes down to accessories. It's just PlayStation in general, like after the PS2 era, going into the PS4 era and stuff like that. It was just really like underwhelming in my opinion.
Yeah, man. That's the thing. Like, I did a video like gaming in the 2000s and stuff like that, and gaming in the 2000s was an interesting era. Like you said, the PS2 is like one of your favorite. Going into like the PS3 and the Xbox 360, those were like the golden era of those times. And just like you said with the PS4, I'm gonna be honest with you. This generation so far, like I said, this feel like a filler. This feel like a filler season of an anime with the PS5 and the Series X, and with this delay, hopefully it may change our minds. But as far as I'm concerned, this generation is ass. And PS4, I wasn't really a big fan of the PS4 and the Xbox One era. I wasn't really a big fan. They had some games. Don't get me wrong, but I wasn't really a big fan of that era compared to.
I love the PS4
compared to the 360 and the PS3 era. There was those. It's just something about that era, man. It was just something about gaming. But right now, the way we're going right now with gaming, and the way these consoles are becoming, like I said before, I'm not really a digital guy. But the way they're going, and they're trying to get us to this all digital era and stuff, and the way gaming is continuing to be. And they're talking about these next generation of consoles going to be PC console hybrids, and they're going to be around like near $1,200 and stuff. The Steam machine seems like a perfect deal, because if you already got a Steam library, which I do, I don't really game on my Steam library much. I still like my consoles and physical and stuff. Yeah. But the fact is that I have my Steam library and I got a bunch of games on it and stuff. And now you're telling me that I can have my Steam library, and then you already got Microsoft already putting all their shit on all these other platforms, putting it on Steam, and then you already got PlayStation. Yeah, you already got PlayStation putting a lot of their games on Steam and stuff like that. Then you might as well just get the Steam machine, and now you're playing PlayStation games, you're playing Xbox games, and Nintendo's the only smart one to say, "Fuck that! I ain't putting none of my first party on PC ever," which is smart. People may argue with that. Yeah. People may argue about that, but like. The first party is Nintendo's lifeline. Why the fuck would they kill themselves by putting their first parties on PC? You know what I'm saying? That's stupid as hell for them to do that. Because like no one, a lot of people wouldn't even bother to buy Nintendo hardware after that, especially if you got a PC. Yeah. Because the thing is, with most PC players that I know, they would just have their PC and their Nintendo console, their Nintendo hardware, because of the exclusive.
It's smart.
You destroy that option. If you start putting Nintendo games on PC, that will kill Nintendo. So they're smart. They're smart for not doing some shit like that. Now, not to say that they won't do anything like that in the future as we start progressing, going farther and farther to the digital, where consoles doesn't mean shit or whatever like that. But as of right now, that would be stupid or whatever. But right now, the Steam machine is to me is looking more and more. It's looking more and more attractive to me right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, shit. I might as well get a Steam machine. I got my Steam library. I can play PlayStation games, Xbox games, and it's still a PC. So you can still be able to you can still tinker with it. You can still put emulators for those who like to emulate and stuff like that. So that's like the future of gaming all in itself when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So let me go read these comments before we move on to the next topic. Let's see what we got here. All right, let's see what we got. Said, yo, they said those containers or what? The controller looks dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
He told the Steam.
I like the controller.
Yeah. It said from an ergonomic standpoint, the new Steam controller looks pretty good. Yeah, it looks comfortable. It does. Weird, but comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Something I would expect from a Western console, hybrid console. So you said, let me see. Nintendo's never been known for power. They've been known for the new ways to play. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. Yeah, sometimes they hit, sometimes they miss. And I'm all for developers and studios trying something different. You may not get it all the time, but I'd much rather them do something different than to stick into what's comfortable. And after a while, it gets boring. It's the same thing over and over again. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. So Peachy said, yeah, at the point where we're in, you're right, Mugen Lord. Nintendo would rather have us rely on emulation of their consoles that aren't the Switch 1 and 2. And people's gonna, yeah, but a lot of people used to clown, like especially Steam Deck owners, like they like people who own the Steam Deck and say, yo, like they would say, I never hear y'all talk about like the Steam, like with the Steam Deck itself and the Steam games you're playing. You always talk about the emulating Nintendo games. That's the only thing I see is y'all just talk about emulating Nintendo games and emulators. So he says, so what's up, Keen? He says, sup boys, just got back from Texas Roundhouse. Oh, cool. PWX says, yeah, it said, but we have 0 Mario games on PlayStation or Xbox or Steam. Nintendo should be okay. Yeah. So let's move on to the next topic, which I said we was gonna talk about, and that's Crimson Desert. Like Crimson Desert. It's an interesting title, guys. To me, I don't know. I'm really up in the air on this, like because it's Pearl Abyss. I think Pearl Abyss is what's a Korean studio, right?
Yeah, they made Black Desert.
And the reason why I bring up Pearl Abyss because they made Black Desert. I got Black Desert on Steam. I caught a Steam deal. That was like 4 years ago. I caught a deal for like $20 or something like that, and it come with this DLC package and stuff, and never played it. It looks good. It looks interesting, but never got around to it. But I also see the community how they talk about. Sometimes they talk about Black Desert and the problems that they have with the game and stuff like that and stuff. And now it makes me think about like will they carry that same mentality over to this game right here, Crimson Desert. Now the things that really got me is that this game, when I first saw this game looks too good to be fucking true. Like, it looks too good to the point this shit like yo I think this shit is a scam like that's how I see it, like how beautiful the game look and how expansive the overworld is. You know what I'm saying? I said this can't be a real game, like especially after all the years we've been waiting for this and stuff. They kept showing hints of it and stuff. Now my major concern with this, I'm not saying this is going to be a bad game. Not saying that because I want people to conflate and confuse all that and stuff like that. I'm not saying that this is a bad thing, but what I'm saying is, to me, it's like this game has so many fucking ideas, just Frankenstein together to make a game.
It's overwhelming, like almost like it's too much. It's too much in it. It's like they just like all right. They went to the round table and say, look. Anything y'all guys can think of, put it on this list, and let's make it happen. Like,
and that's exactly what happened.
And not saying it's a bad thing. Go ahead, Kia.
But I think what they did was they took the good stuff about Black Desert and they said, "Yo, let's just make an expansive world. All these different classes that we have on Black Desert, let's just make the main character know all these abilities: the monk ability, the sword and shield class, the big sword." Let's give them all that. That's all this is to me.
Now, from what I understand, this game was originally supposed to be an MMO. Originally supposed to be an MMO, and then they decided to make it and then they decided to make it a single player. Now you can't create your own character. I think there's different character classes, like different characters you can pick. and each character have their own like class or something like that. 'Cause I saw a video showing all the different characters you can choose from and stuff, and they all have their own set of traits and abilities and stuff like that. Could be wrong. You can correct me in the comment sections in chat or whatever like that. But from what I saw, there's no character creation, so there's preset fixed characters that you can pick that have their own unique tool sets and stuff. Now, the fact is that I'm hearing that I'm hearing that it was originally supposed to be an MMO. Now it's a single player. That's what gets me nervous because one is a big open world, but how much of the open world is actually fun to actually explore? You know, is this a lot going on? There's things you can do, or is it just big and massive and beautiful, but yet it's empty as fuck in it? You know, if you understand what I'm saying, because that's the issue that I had with Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild, you know, people brag about how big it is, how open it is. You can do whatever you want, but I got bored of that game because there was really nothing to do. Like there was really nothing that rewarded me for my exploration and stuff like that. You're just exploring. You're exploring for the sake of exploring, and you know I don't really get any sense of reward for exploring, for my time and for my discovery and stuff like that. So that's what got me kind of nervous. And like I said, like when it comes to video games, like I am all for freedom in video games, like as a player to be able to have that freedom of choice to be able to do what I want. But the problem is it has to be disciplined. It has to be structural at the same time, because when games are too open, I kind of lose focus. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so much to do. And then eventually that's another reason, because like I said, I get that paralysis of a choice. Like, what do I want to do? I can do this, but then I lose focus of what the actual story is, because there's so much I can do in the game, and most of the time when I got so much options to do, I end up not finishing the game at all. You know what I'm saying? So the fact is that they have so many mechanics, and plus games, in my personal opinion, your game is also defined by your mechanics. It's something that stands out with the game, but this game is taking things from so many different other games. You got some Breath of the Wild in there. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's a cocktail.
There's a cocktail of like so many other games that you say, oh yeah, that's from this game that I used to play and stuff. So I don't know how well it's going to work. I really don't. But like, Strike, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts?
Like, hey, this game been in development since like PS4. Like,
what?
Yeah, I swear to God, I've been seeing trailers and things about this game since like the beginning of PS4. I mean, like, but it was only like,
oh, that was that game. Oh, I got you. Yeah, I forgot all about that.
But it was only like being advertised as like a PC game and stuff like that. And then like you know how you got those YouTube channels that say really good coming out PC games and stuff like that. I'll always see Crimson Desert on it, and I'll see it. I'm like, man, this game looks crazy. But even then, I'm like, yo, like this, like Moogler said, this game looks too good to be true. Like the stuff, the animations, the way it looked, the stuff you can do in this game, how much you can do in this game, it looks beautiful, and it everything is gelling, like flowing perfectly, like the fighting, the traversal, all that. And then now, fast forward to now, and they got these overviews that's been coming out. I think they got like four overviews that break down each section of the game. And man, like, yo, you can copy, you can get new abilities by copying the enemy that you're fighting.
Yo, man, that y'all blew my mind.
They showed like this ogre thing, jump him in the air and do this slam joint, and you can like scan them. And as you scan them, you learn the ability, and then you can do it as well. And I'm like,
what's the balance of that?
Yeah, I'm like, yo, it's crazy, because not only you can fight with the sword and shield, you can do martial arts attacks, wrestling attacks, magic attacks, all these different types of attacks. It's like, it looks so good and stuff, but my brain is being overwhelmed with so much content. Like, there's such thing as too much content. There's such thing as too much content, and this game has that. Now, I'm going to get it. I'm going to take a risk, and I'm going to get it, because like this can easily flop. It could be one of those highly anticipated games that let us down. But I'm gonna try it out. But like I said, it's literally overwhelming. There's too much content in this game, and this world, because looks can be deceiving. This world, it could possibly be like one of the biggest I've ever seen I mean, this is like PC world big, like on a console. So it's one of the biggest worlds I ever seen in a free roam type game and stuff like that. I like so
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, hopefully, can you fill up much content as you can as far as like in that world? Like that is too damn big.
Is it bigger than The Witcher?
Yeah, it looks way bigger than The Witcher.
Yeah, way bigger. Yeah,
But will it be able to maintain 60 frames on a console? That's the biggest thing I need to know.
We keep having this fucking conversation with this 60 frame shit when it comes to games like this and shit. Man. We keep having these conversations, bro. I don't think it's gonna be no damn unless it's like probably PlayStation Pro or something like that. But then again, that's even sketchy because PlayStation Pro sometimes is like it's not what it's cracked up to be as far as performance. Unless, like I said, performance mode, they'll probably be able to pull something off like that. But like God, they're like why would you like if you want to get the best experience out of that game, you gotta get a high performing PC. Like if you want to get the best performance, like because the way the game's been advertised, it has not been advertised as far as I know on PlayStation or any other console. That shit, it's obvious PC.
Well,
it's
no,
obvious PC.
they advertise it now for PlayStation.
Oh, okay,
like those overviews I've been telling you about. It's all been on PlayStation.
Okay, I haven't seen those overviews. Yeah. But oh man, I like bro. I don't even know, man. Like I don't even know about this. And right now, people are hyping. Like, there's some people that's hyping it up. There's one site that was saying that this game, if Grand Theft Auto don't come out this year, they said that they believe this game is gonna take Game of the Year. I don't know. I truly don't know.
Man, I'm sure.
Yeah. Like I want this game to knock it out of the park.
It definitely has the potential to be Game of the Year.
Definitely. Yeah. All it has to do, for me, in my personal opinion, it needs to have a compelling story. I don't care what nobody says. Story is still, especially games like this.
Story is key.
Story has to be compelling. And besides all the other shit, the story has to be compelling. And then, like I said, player expression is very important in what you can do in the game. Like I said before, the thing that will ruin this game, as I said, is if this shit is a big open world and it's really nothing going on in this open world. Like there's nothing going on, and then two, that all these gameplay mechanics has become like it's like discovered to be unbalanced. You know, it doesn't flow together well, and overall, it makes it a janky experience.
Yeah,
that's the only way I can see this shit falling apart. But the game looked gorgeous. Like the game looks gorgeous. Like these characters, the character designs, the how fluid it is, but. My God, it's like a medieval fantasy, but some of the shit they be doing on there seem like modern shit. Like
yeah, they got futuristic stuff in there too as well.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so many things that's meshed. It's like a Frankenstein game. Like it's just this Frankenstein, all these different aspects of different games we played into one game. So I don't know, man. Like I really don't know how this gonna work out. But I'll tell you one thing. The mods are going to be crazy for this. The mods are going to be crazy.
Yeah, they about to blow their load.
Look, I can see them putting Clive from Final Fantasy 16 in this.
The Witcher.
Geralt from Witcher. You know what I'm saying? Like I can see them doing all that with this game. But from what I've been seeing, like across like the internet itself with gamers and stuff, they're really looking forward to it. So. We're going to see how all that plays out. So we're going to go to the chats. That was the last topic for tonight and everything. So we're going to just go to the chats, talk with you guys for a bit, and then we'll close out in the next 10 minutes and everything. It's Crimson Desert by the same people who made Pearl of the East.
Yep,
the same people.
Pearl of the East.
Yeah, the same people. He said, I like open world, but I need things to do. If it's not like Yakuza or Saints Row 2, I can't be bothered by it. Plus, the theme of the game has to interest me. And Alarian says, laugh my ass off, that if this game is abundant of content and from what is advertised, this could be for the hardcore gamer, lore nerds, and no lifers. What's up,
lifers?
What's up, Chris? What's going on? Yeah, long time no see, bro. It said my PC is mid-range until I get a new GPU. Yeah, I got a 3080, and the way people are talking about how expensive these cards are now, I'll probably be with this 3080 for a minute before I can be able to before I'm able to actually move towards the 5090 or something like that. And then PWX said, well, then also we have now the First Descendant, so that's another MMORPG. Getting hot chat. I wouldn't say it's an MMO. It's a multiplayer. It's a it's a looter. Yeah, it's like a looter shooter.
That's
multiplayer. They call it it's an MORPG. It's a multiplayer online shooter or whatever like that. The First Descendant. I got that sitting on my Xbox Series X, but I may end up playing on my PC instead. Not sure yet. There's a lot of things, especially with our next episode next week. We'll talk about a couple other topics that I want to talk about as far as like some of these free to play games, live service games, and stuff like that. But yeah, man. So I'm glad you guys had came through for our first episode, man. We're gonna try to stay consistent with this, which, like I said, once a week. We always have an episode up. This is our first episode, and give all you guys a clap for tuning in and everything. So the whole goal is, as I said before, we're gonna try to aim for every Wednesday. If it's not a Wednesday, we'll interchange it from Wednesday and Thursday. It just depends. Like I said, it's worked around my brother's work schedule. So that's what it's all worked around, and that's how we decide when we'll air an episode and stuff like that. What I'll try to do too is try to have in the community tabs, also have on Discord and on social media like a day or so before, ahead of time, so you guys know that, hey, we got a new episode coming for our podcast, for Game Fiends and everything. But yes, right now this is the current setup where we just have our webcams and stuff. Right now you hear echoes because both my brothers are in the same room. That's why you hear that. But we'll try to have a different setup, so you probably won't hear the echoes. But eventually, once we get back to the studio, we'll do our regular episodes. With us sitting in the studio at our desk and stuff like that, because a lot of you guys also like that. But this is a start, and hopefully you guys continue to come to see us and stuff. And we're not going to be just doing podcasts, man. I got a lot of other things planned with my brothers. As far as gaming is concerned, you'll get a chance to be able to watch the three of us play together in games and stuff on live stream and stuff. So you better see more of that, or the brother relationship that we have and the fun that we have. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is going to be fun. So I'll be planning all this stuff out and start having all this stuff lined up. So like I said, 2026 is the lock. I'm locking the fuck in. Like we all locking the fuck. Like all three of us locking the fuck in this year and stuff. So I hope you guys are here for the ride, because there's so much more to come when it comes to the Game Fiends and everything. And yeah, man. Oh yeah, he said J-Man said we got to do another Crossworld set. Oh yeah, we're good. Yeah, I'm gonna link that up and I'll plan it out, because I want all of us. I want our lobby just to be filled with us. No NPCs or no outside players. I want our lobby just to be us and stuff like that. You guys.
Last time.
Oh, we almost no. Last time we did good. No, but I want to make sure that I want that joint almost to be full. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I think that's gonna be awesome. How we're gonna set that up. So I think the next time you'll see the three of us gaming together, is going to be the Warhammer Space Marines that I have on the Xbox. I need to finish that game. I haven't finished it, and I want to finish it with my brothers and stuff like that. So we'll be playing that on live stream pretty soon.
That's only 2-player though, right?
No, we played. Didn't the three of us? I think the three of us played together.
No,
right? No. Wait. Play what?
The Warhammer game.
Was it just 2 players?
No, it's a 3-player.
Is it?
Yeah.
Playing.
Remember we was on stream there. I said fall back into the compound. It was like 3 of us playing that joint.
I
got the
live
live stream.
Yeah,
it was like 3. It was like 3 of us. The 3 of us was playing it together. Yeah, so
that was the main reason why we bought it.
Yeah, that was the main reason why. Because it ain't like a 4-player actually.
I bought it because I thought it was just 2. Because me and my kids, but I don't know.
Yeah. So there, yeah. So yeah, man. So that pretty much wraps up this podcast for tonight. I hope you guys had a good night. You enjoyed this podcast, and stay tuned for the next episode next week. And I'll be keeping you guys updated ahead of time. Let you know that when the episode is, when we're going to go live and air the second episode. of this podcast. So we'll be seeing you Game Fiends later. Peace out.
All right.